Hello, I'm Stefania, and this is my second video. I want to tell my story of being sexually abused. It is a hard thing to cope with, and I've had depression because of it for 7 years. I haven't wanted to seek help for 7 years, and finally my best friend had me tell my parents, so I wrote them a letter and everything about it. And ever since January, it's been a lot harder to cope with. I used to be able to cope with it really easily. Well, it still bothered me and everything, and it still hurt to even hear the word sex. I hated that word for 7 years. I actually still do kind of hate it. I'm starting to accept the word again. I only ever heard of it when I was sexually abused. I didn't know what it meant. I had only heard of it. I didn't know what anything meant. Like, I barely knew what kiss meant. I mean, my mom would always kiss me on the cheek before bed, but as far as actually knowing what the word meant, I didn't know really, because I was homeschooled and everything, and I wasn't allowed to talk about that stuff. None of my brothers and my sister weren't allowed to either. Well, when I got into 4th grade, 3rd grade I went to a private Catholic school in Walkerton, and in 4th grade I started going to the Plymouth schools. Well, it was going great not going great, as well as it could, because I was picked on and everything else. And then, as well as being picked on, I was sexually abused. It's not a great thing. Hey, there's my dog. It really hurts people. But one day I was in the closet. I don't remember how I got in the closet, but I was in the closet with my sister's very first boyfriend. And it was really scary. He was kissing me and touching me and everything. Touching me places he shouldn't. And it went on for a few months. It happened in front of my brother, in front of my sister. I don't know if it happened in front of my other brother. It even happened in front of my dad. I'm so surprised that my dad didn't see it, because he sees everything. He can hear anything, really. He can see anything. And it's just really sad that he didn't see that. It has saved me 7 years of trying to cope with it. But I managed. I'm still managing now, except for I told my mom that I really need to get professional help. I need to go to counseling, and I need to maybe go see a doctor even. And it's just really hard. I'm actually outside on my deck right now. I had to come outside and get some fresh air because sitting inside just made me cry. I can't even have a single relationship, really. I always mess it up somehow. There's always one reason or another that I mess it up. When I get scared from my memories and I'm dating a person, I tend to get very attached to that person that I'm with. And they kind of get scared and back off, and sometimes even say, hey, we should just be friends for now. And some of those people didn't know what I went through. And even if they did know, I don't think they would have stayed with me anyways. I actually had one boyfriend that suffered through sexual abuse. Even to this day, I'm pretty sure he's dealing with it. I'm almost positive he has depression as well. Neither of us fit in. My group of friends that I was hanging out with before I became homeschooled in January, I don't know, like, we kind of were a group to ourselves. But I was kind of distant in that group. I didn't really talk that much. Sometimes I did on a good day, but on others, I just wanted to be left alone, and I wanted to be by myself. I still sit in my room on my bed. Sometimes I stare at the wall or ceiling or something in my room and cry. It's so hard on me that my friends finally made me realize I do need to figure out some way to cope with it. I am a self-harmer, and I actually almost cut myself last night. I wanted to really bad, but I was texting my friend at that time. She's one of my best friends. She's like family to me. Even though my parents don't like her, I consider her my sister. If I was not texting her last night, I don't know what would have happened. I was so depressed that I had a pair of scissors. I didn't care if they were dull or not. I was going to use them anyways. I put them to my skin, and I don't know, you might not be able to see it with the lighting out here. But there's like, where'd it go? I can't really see it in the lighting out here. But it's like red right there. And I started to cut myself, and then I got a text from a friend. She's like, don't do it. I was like, why? Nobody cared that I did before, and nobody's gonna care now. But saying that to her kinda hurt me. I basically hurt myself saying that to her, because I know she would care. And I did make it started to cut, and I got a text back. She said, just tell the voices in your head that you're stronger than that, and they're not gonna control you now, not ever. And I didn't text her back for a few minutes because I had the scissors to my wrist, and I just wanted to keep cutting. It just every time that I used to cut, I felt so much better. But it didn't last long. It's just a feeling of knowing that you're still alive, that you're still living and everything. I am Angel. I am suffering from sexual abuse, so I have been bullied in other ways as well. But the other ways that I've been bullied, like mentally and emotionally, don't bother me as bad as being sexually abused. Maybe it's because people take advantage of me and like to use me as, I guess, a toy, I guess you could say. I don't really know what you would call it. I just I can't believe that people sexual abuse. It just isn't right. I don't know how people can get away with it. I just don't know. I am so glad I do not sexually abuse anybody. There are people that have been raped and everything that actually do turn out like abusing other kids. And it's wrong. Yeah, you may have been abused and everything, like sexually abused and crap. But that doesn't mean that you need to go put other people in the same pain that you went through. It just isn't right. My sexual abuser, his parents went to jail or prison or whatever for raping children. And I'm just so glad that he didn't actually rape me. I am just so glad. If he would have, I would have committed suicide. I already wanted to, but I would have made it official. I would have wrote that suicide note. And I would have just given it all. I would have just gave up my life. But I didn't. I've wanted to commit suicide 3 different times now. Once I wanted to commit today. Just because I hate myself. I went and ruined a relationship that might have been able to last. Because I got too scared and I got too attached. I hate when I do that. I don't know why I do it. But every time I get scared from my memories, I get way too attached to the person. And I hate it. I really hope this video helps. Leave comments and whatever. You can talk to me on here. I will help as best as I can. And I hope maybe I can get some help too. I hope maybe people can tell me ways to cope with everything. And thanks for watching.